Hi guys, today I am going to show you how to make a pound cake. This is just a recipe that I clipped out of the paper, so that's where the base is going to come from, but these are all my extracts. We've got mint, lemon, orange, rum, strawberry, banana, and almond, and I am not, I like the pure vanilla and I love the vanilla bean, but I am not real big on, I'm not a stickler for my vanilla, so I'm not going to tell you, oh my gosh, you must use pure vanilla extract, because you know, this pure vanilla extract, my mother's a chef, okay, classically trained, and I grew up on imitation vanilla extract, so it doesn't bother me in the slightest to buy imitation vanilla extract. It really doesn't. So use vanilla extract, whatever you got. Let's see here. Okay, so the base of this says 1 cup of butter at room temperature, so that's 2 sticks, and I keep my butter in the freezer, so I had to put it in the microwave for a little bit, which is okay. It kind of gives it a head start because we're going to cream it with some sugar. And I guess the first step that it wants you to do is that's the melted butter. The first thing that it wants you to do is preheat the oven to 325. So I already did that, and I made sure I turned on the light because Hubs went and got me an appliance bulb. And I'm like, no, we have to go to the appliance store. We have to go to the appliance store. And he's like, we go to Dollar Tree. So we went to Dollar Tree, and I was determined that because it was a Dollar Tree appliance bulb, we were going to have glass in our food. But no, it's working out okay. And let's see here. Stop laughing at me. Okay, so heat the oven to 325. Cream together the butter, vegetable oil, and sugar. Okay, so half a cup of vegetable oil. That's what you hear clanging around all the time in the kitchen when I go for my measuring cup. So half a cup. Ooh, darn, that's off by a lot. And you know what? I got into kind of a debate with my 16-year-old the other day because I was determined that you shouldn't use, like if it says half a cup and you're using vegetable oil, you should be using a glass measure. Well, my son was like, watch this, Mom. So he takes the measuring cups and he put a cup, okay, this is the 3rd cup measure, but he used the 1 cup measure, the red one. And he put a cup of water in it, in the dry measure, and he put it in the liquid measure. And he's like, there you go, it's a cup. And that actually freaked me out. So maybe it's by weight, not by volume. I don't know. If anybody knows any better, I don't know, maybe I should consult my mom about that. Maybe she would know. But if anybody just offhand, YouTube, please go ahead and comment, let me know. And then 2 cups of sugar. As you know, the Hubs is diabetic, so we used Splenda for everything. And my 1 cup measure seems to be missing. I bet it's at the bottom of the sink under the dirty lunch dishes. So that hardly has any in it. So we're going to open a new one. And how much is it? It's 2 cups of sugar. So this is 1/3 of a cup, so we're going to have to do this 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? While I'm sitting here doling out the generic Splenda, I'm right here by the pantry. Yeah, I've got to show you what I found. Well, actually, Tom found it. Look what Tom found on clearance at the grocery store yesterday. Check this out. Oh, heck, I took them off. Tom found this in the clearance basket for 50 cents. Actual equal for 50 cents. So we were kind of freaking out about that. Okay, now cream it all together. oil? Stop laughing. I hope I added the oil. Well, this is my first venture into making pound cake. And then, you know what, which is interesting that my dad floated me this recipe this afternoon because yesterday I was watching The Chew on channel ABC, and it was channel 12 here, channel 13 in Houston. But I was watching The Chew. No, it wasn't. It was that new one, that Me TV thing, because you know, Nate Berkus keeps getting canceled on every channel he's on. Damn that Oprah. And doggone it, that doesn't want to. There we go. Well, I found him on a news station that we have here in San Antonio called Me Too. And I was like, okay, well, we'll watch Nate. And she had this chick on who was on Shark Tank. And she has this program called, she has this business called Daisy Cakes. And the girl on Shark Tank, that Barbara Cochran, that real estate lady, I love her. She decided to back her. And this lady from Daisy Cakes, she had a recipe for a pound cake. And I don't remember if it was Barbara or Nate that asked her, why do they call it a pound cake? That didn't cream, that's a liquid. You know, this happened to me, let me get the whisk. This happened to me with the graham crackers. I guess it's just like not meant for me to bake. And let me try to break all that up there with a whisk. Well, they asked her, why do they call it pound cake? And she said, it's because back in the day, it used to call for a pound of each ingredient. Pound of butter, pound of flour, you know, stuff like that. So, just a little bit of pound cake trivia. Okay, this is not creamed. This is creamy. It is very liquidy. But I guess it's because it says right here to add the vegetable oil, and I'm betting that's what did it. Made it so liquidy, because as far as I'm concerned, when you cream together butter and sugar, it's not supposed to be liquidy like this, but I've broken up all the lumps. So, okay, and then add eggs one at a time. 5 eggs. How did I miss getting the eggs on the table? So, crack 5 eggs. I'll be right back. I'm getting 5 eggs. Ugh. And I need to get the baking powder too. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so crack in 5 eggs, one at a time. And whisk. Oh gosh, and I was watching this other dude the other day on YouTube. I don't remember what he was making, but he cracked an egg and it had one of those little blood spots in it. And the audience went hysterical. And they're all like, oh my God, you know, and for some reason, none of the people who were commenting really knew what the blood spot in the egg was. And I'm like, oh my God, get over it. It means that there's protein in that egg, you know, that it was fertilized, you know. Unless you're trying to keep kosher, it's perfectly edible. And honestly, I have never gotten an egg with a blood spot in it like that. Never. And I don't honestly think, ooh, this is coming out really nice and fluffy. I don't honestly think that if given half a chance, close the door. Raised in a barn, would you like some hay? I don't honestly think I would throw out an egg because it had a blood spot in it. I think I would probably just, you know, grab a spoon and get it the heck out of there. If even that, I don't know. I mean, what are the odds that I haven't gotten one and that I'll ever get one? But they were making an issue out of it. They were making an issue out of it, and the poor guy, he just didn't know how to answer in all the comments. But if you get a blood spot, don't worry about it. People been eating them for years. You know what? I bet you that's a good, educated question for Misty Shooter. So if anybody sees Misty Shooter 223, or you can get a hold of Mountain Man, tell him the cabbie's wife wants to know what is that blood spot harmful? And if it's what I said it is, I mean, does that just mean it's fertilized? And what is the big deal about it? I mean, I don't know. As frugal as I am, and as frugal and sensible as I believe Misty Shooter to be, I do not believe she would throw away an egg for having a blood spot. But here we go, that final 5th egg. And this is real fluffy, and it's really, really nice, and it's thickening up quite nicely. So, and we're going to add, let's see here, sift or mix together the flour and baking powder. Uh-oh. Guess what? My mom has my sieve. So I am going to have to put y'all on hold, and I will be back once I get that sieve from Mom. Alright, so here we got the sieve from Mom. So this is 2 cups of flour, and the recipe calls for 3. So I'm sorry, I'm real. I do not run a perfect kitchen, and I forget. 1. Okay, so this is 6 cups. Oh, and by the way, I made strawberry cupcakes. You see this stuff, this Duncan Hines Frosting Creations? This is crap. Don't buy this, okay? It is too thin. And the flavorings, they smell real good, but I don't know, I got 6 boys who will pretty much eat anything, and a husband who loves sweets, and nobody likes it. The frosting's too runny, and the flavors are actually off. Maybe y'all liked it, but my family didn't care for them. Just, it would, you do better to maybe get some frosting, and I don't know, that's a good experiment to try. Like, maybe try one of these with like a generic 99-cent frosting and add some Kool-Aid. I don't know, flavored, unflavored, whatever. At least we know what the Jell-O is going to taste like. But what they're calling cotton candy and lemon and caramel, I did not care for this, not one bit. And I paid $1.59 for this tub, and each mix-in was $1.35. So I just blindly put my faith in and bought 6 of these and like 9 of the dozen flavor packets, and I am very disappointed. And now my kids are like, you're not gonna put that stuff on them, are ya? So now I just use this plain vanilla, and that's it, and I color it now. But as far as using those flavoring packets, they're in there. If there's anybody in San Antonio who wants those flavor packets, let me know. I'll gladly give them to you. Okay, so we are going to sift. Oh Lord, this is going to take forever. We're going to sift in, oh Lord Almighty. We're going to sift in the 3 cups of flour. Hey, that's nifty. I can't believe that worked. I haven't sifted anything in years. And I also just found out the other day that when you buy cake flour, I also found this out on the Nate Berkus show from that Daisy Cakes lady, that when you buy cake flour, it has already been sifted 26 times. Can you believe that? Now that I'm having to sift 3 cups of flour, I'm seriously considering keeping some cake flour in the house. There, there's some little funky bits in there. I'm not going to put those through. Oh, you know what? Let me. There. And then it says to also sift a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm not wearing my glasses because I keep forgetting that I'm blind, and I go everywhere without my glasses. And then there's the recipe. Don't do that. And then I forget why I can't see. Why can't I see that? Why can't I see that? So majority of the time I take my husband with me everywhere I go because we are like in each other's hip pockets. And, oh Lord, he has to read stuff for me or he moves it in front of my face, you know. But, you know, I need longer arms. I think that's just all it is. And then, okay, add the eggs one at a time. Beat thoroughly after each addition. Stir and mix together, sift and mix together the flour, baking powder, and alternately add the batter with the milk. So I'm going to need another bowl. Give me just a second. Okay. And so we got the Big Daddy. This is our popcorn bowl. It doesn't really say that I should not be adding the flour to the creamy butter sugar oil mixture. So I'm just going to mix the creamed stuff with the flour, the sifted flour and the sifted baking powder, and I'm just going to fold and fold because I don't want to lose any of that height because I whipped all of those eggs quite nicely. Here we go. And then it says to alternately add the 1 cup of milk to this creamy stuff. So, okay, so we'll put a little bit of this in here because it's only a cup of milk. Oh, and if you're in San Antonio, by the way, go to Walgreens and get your milk this week. Milk is $3 at H-E-B, but milk is actually cheaper at Walgreens, $2.69 this week only. And then alternately mix a little bit of that in there. Get that all wet. Smell that flour. Okay, and that is kind of turning into a batter, so just going to incorporate it a little bit more. I am giving my arm a good workout. Okay, and that is the last of the creamed stuff and the flour mixture. And here is the last of that cup of milk. Just going to mix that until combined. Oh, well, I'm using a whisk, and it says to beat well. So, I do that all the time. Tom says it's because the girls are hungry. Ample boobage. Okay, and that is lump-free, silky, and quite gorgeous. So here's where the gorgeous gets sexy. We have to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kinds of extracts. It calls for a teaspoon of coconut, a teaspoon of butter, a teaspoon of rum, a teaspoon of lemon, and a teaspoon of vanilla. So I can tell you for sure that I am going to, I was thinking, I am for sure going to add the vanilla, because that's just like a gimme. You gotta add vanilla to a pound cake. That's just... Okay, now do you remember what I told you we had earlier? Mint, lemon, orange, rum, strawberry, banana, and almond. So I am thinking definitely rum. Let's get a teaspoon of rum in there. And the reason I'm changing up my extracts, make sure there's no seal on it, and sure enough there is. And the reason I'm changing up my extracts is because I think this pound cake was supposed to be like along the lines of a pina colada flavor, and I don't have coconut. And I remember going to the store, doggone it, I remember going to the store and picking up one of every extract just in case, because I knew I wanted to break off into extracts, you know, and start flavoring stuff, but apparently I missed it. Okay, so that was a heaping of the rum. And let's go with, we don't have butter. There's already butter in the pound cake. Rum, let's go banana. Bananas and rum, right? Like Bananas Foster, except we're not going to set this on fire. Yeah. Ugh. Don't do that. Don't do that. That tasted like pure liquor. That tasted like, not bad though. It tasted like rum, but it's banana. Ah! That's going to have a lot of banana in it. So we'll just say 2 teaspoons of rum. And let's go with some orange. Let's see. So I basically put in 2 teaspoons of rum because it wasn't as thick as the banana wasn't as thick as the rum. So that was 1 of rum, 2 of orange. No. I put in 1 of rum, 1 heaping, or you can just call it 2 teaspoons of banana. Oh, wow, that smells and tastes yummy. And then we're going to put in a teaspoon of orange. So that's 4. And then, I don't know, what do we got for number 5? Hint of lemon? Sure, hint of lemon. Teaspoon of lemon, and then it says to beat them together well. Rawr. Oh my God, that smells so awesome. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, and that's as much as I'm going to whisk it along. And then I got my butter flavored spray, generic butter pan, and it says to liberally grease a tube pan, and then bake for 1.5 hours. Wow. I've got 1 banana bread recipe that takes 3 hours per loaf. So I always find it very prudent when I'm making banana nut loaf, when I'm using that recipe, to make it like for as many pans as I can fit in. I don't know, what do you think? I don't know. Yeah, let's put it all in one. And I am a scraper. I leave nothing behind. Yeah, that looks a little dangerous, doesn't it? It looks a little dangerous, but we are empty. Well, I don't know. I don't like to leave anything behind. Like, it really irritates me to see them on, you know, the TV cooking shows, and they don't rinse out their tomato tins or their tomato cans with water, because I'm that idiot who opens up her tube of tomato paste and opens up her tubes of toothpaste, and I will wipe the insides of the tubes with my toothbrush or with a butter knife to get all that out of there. Alright, so let's give it a little pound. And we're going to put it in the oven for an hour and a half. It's pretty full, so I'm going to put it on a cookie sheet. And, oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, and we'll see you guys back here in an hour and a half, because that is going to rise. And there we have our pound cake. It came out very rustic and very crackly and yummy looking on top. And I'm just loving the way it looks. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. I'll bust it up like that. The color is like a blonde, like a golden blonde, like a toasty brown, and it's not too overcooked, and it's just gorgeous, and it's very, very moist on the inside. You do want to wait 5 to 10 minutes before you unmold it. I'll take a still shot and put it on Facebook so you can see what it looks like out of the mold. So there you have it. 5 flavored pound cake made at home. You've controlled what's in it, you know how long you've baked it, and you can make it with Splenda.